Almost immediately after the country shut down with COVID in March of 2020, Humanities Montana undertook a statewide needs assessment to over 500 cultural organizations around the state just to find out what the needs were as we tried to prepare for the grants that would be coming our way. Respondents most frequently cited a loss of fundraising opportunities when they talked about the losses due to COVID. Other losses included having to lay off staff, having to shutter venues, and often a sense that they had lost touch with their constituents because they were unable to do programming.
Extreme History's programming going into March of 2020 was all in person. Our lecture series was in person, our walking tours were in person, our workshops were in person. So when COVID came, we had to completely reconfigure everything that we did. We couldn't do any of our fundraisers in 2020. We couldn't do any of our walking tours, which is what sustains us and really supports our operations.
In March, our Congress passed the American Rescue Plan, $1.9 trillion. Through that mechanism, we were given money to distribute in Montana. NEH did this, I think, because they know that we're on the front lines. We know our states. We're very familiar with the smallest, most rural museum or library in our state, and they trusted us to make sure that the funds got to the people who really needed it.
When the SHARP grant came along in 2021, we decided to apply for it because we were affected in 2020, but things in 2021 are still far behind where we were.
SHARP stands for Sustaining the Humanities Through the American Rescue Plan. The purpose and goals of our SHARP funding is to support cultural institutions within the state and help them recover from or respond to the COVID-19 pandemic.
So this fall would have looked much different for the Extreme History Project if we didn't receive a SHARP grant. And the application was easy, it was fast, and the funding came very quickly. We would have had to really scale back, pull back on some of these projects and programs that we had started. It has also really helped us literally keep the lights on at Extreme History. We were able to pivot quickly and offer programs that were online, which we found were actually more accessible to a lot of people. We were able to develop our podcast fairly quickly and get that out to the public, which now we can reach a whole different demographic. We have an online book club, which we didn't even think about doing until COVID hit. It's fundamental for us as humans to understand where we've come from, because history can give us identity. By understanding the long history of Montana, we can be better citizens. Then we can move forward together with that shared history in mind.